Welcome to the R&BE, the weekly podcast right here at Comicstorian, where Rob and I discuss some of our favorite things happening in comic books, pop culture, and just things that we want to discuss in general. Rob, say hello, Rob.
What's going on, guys?
You didn't get the joke. You're supposed to say hello, Rob. It's a dad joke.
Hello, Rob.
And today we are joined by the D. He is simply known as the D. The D is the way he thinks. It's all about the D.
Yeah.
It's the R&BED.
Yeah, the ladies call him Big Jim. Take that for what it's worth.
I know. It's weird. His name is D, though. Anyway, D, thank you for joining us today for today's spoilerific Avengers 4 topic.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes. So today, I'm going to let you guys know right now, we will be discussing some spoilers from Avengers 3, and then we will be going into what we think would happen in Avengers 4 if the people who died in the last movie stayed dead. So that I'm not naming the names right now. That's your spoiler warning. If you didn't know people died, then you like lived under a rock, because that that's not hidden knowledge. We've known that was going to happen for 10 years. But this episode is brought to you by forhims.com. Rob, have you ever considered the possibility that you may begin to lose your hair?
Yeah, that's why I wear a hat.
Yeah, well, that's why my hair right now is a giant comb over. This whole side of my head is actually bald. But anyway,
Wow.
Right, well, so if I don't want to deal with the giant comb over anymore, and I don't want to go to the doctor because that's embarrassing, I could go to forhims.com/RobinBenny and get myself a trial month where I can try out their hair products. It's a proven way to get your hair back.
Awesome.
Yes, but I'll tell you more about that in the middle of this episode, because we're going to have some fun discussions about Thanos and what he would look like with his hair all the way out here. Dion Thanos!
Dude.
Regrowing his hair with forhims.com/RobinBenny.
You know, that's what I would do if I were Thanos. I'd use the Infinity Gauntlet, like use the Reality Stones to just be like, and now I have a beautiful head of hair.
He's just like, and everyone's like, and he's like, isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, he's got, what's that that European guy? Fabio. He's got Fabio's hair, just like this beautiful blonde hair.
Blonde hair coming down, Thanos.
Yeah, it just blows in the wind.
Can somebody give me an image for that? I want to see an image. Send it to my Twitter at Comicstorian and at ComicsExplained and at DanTEditor or at the D. It's probably not Dan.
Yeah, no, don't. Yeah,
It
don't.
is not.
Yeah, the D.
You can tweet the D.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah.
It's going to ask you for a maturity.
Don't Google that.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. Was like Google. Yeah, do not Google the D.
Do not
like
Google the D. So before we can get to our topic today, I'll preface this whole thing. So in Avengers 3, certain characters died. We'll specify who in a minute. Okay. The topic of today is going to be kind of like our "What if Batman was dead for a year?" Mm-hmm. We're going to discuss what would happen if they stayed dead. They never came back. Okay. But
Never.
Okay. Never. That's the topic of the day.
They are gone.
Right. Maybe if we get through that too quickly, we'll then discuss how we would bring them back in 20 years, something like that. But anyway, before we can get to that topic, Dan, I need to know, what's the origins of the D?
I don't feel comfortable answering that question on camera.
Well, you see, guys.
What is the origins of the D, Rob?
Dan and the D have been together as long as you can remember. They go way back. They first met in the womb, and
No, I don't think it was there. I've heard conflicting reports that he maybe have met the D around when he was like 11 to 13.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably when it happened. And even if they were slightly acquainted then, they certainly became best friends.
Oh no, they
around
were
that
really
time.
good friends. I hear they hung out like 2 to 3 times a day.
I mean, I'd say probably even more. You know?
They spent a lot of time in his room playing video games, browsing the internet together, looking up funny memes.
Yeah, what passed for the internet back then?
Yeah.
Sometimes they had to use Encarta because they had a few risky images back then.
You know, Dan and the D, I heard they'd get on their bikes, they'd ride to the local gas station. Yeah. You know, look for things in the dumpster in the back. Yeah.
Special magazines.
Magazines that were all about the D.
He was always told, "Don't look at those things."
Yeah, don't look at the D magazines.
Don't look at the D magazines.
They're very. You'll poison your mind with the D magazines.
Sometimes it would get angry and it would spit at him.
God damn, Rob. We were doing so good.
Oh, we were. We were doing so well.
Speaking of the D, did you know that Tenacious D is coming out with a new movie?
Yes, they are.
Yes!
Are they really?
Yes, I'm so excited for that. Yeah,
okay.
I saw that on Reddit yesterday. I am so excited
See,
for that.
the D joke was leading so that I could say that.
Okay.
And we could talk about it.
I'm okay with it now that it leads to the
led to-
Tenacious D movie.
It led
'cause,
to something, yes.
I loved the soundtrack of that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
It's the greatest song in the world, but we can't remember it.
Yeah, just a tribute.
It's the tribute.
Yes.
Tribute.
So yeah, there's an official Tenacious D 2 movie coming out. I am more excited about that than Avengers 4.
I'm not.
Then you're broken.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I heard Tenacious D is the new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Guardians of the greatest song in the world.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy D. I get it.
Wow.
All right, so I think we've given enough time you can get out of here for spoilers.
Yeah.
So in Avengers 3, at the end of the movie, Thanos has snapped his fingers.
Yes.
Someone else get it. I got this
That-
down.
Oh
Yeah,
no, dude.
no.
Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah.
I jinxed it.
It was a softer snap. It still counts. Yeah.
Did they even
Thanos
have
guys, have we ever considered this? Thanos actually did not mean to kill half the galaxy. He was trying to just snap to Jazz. Hey guys, Thanos here. I'm gonna put jazz across the world. You're all gonna be dealing with some jazz.
Got some bacon and eggs coming your way. Oh man.
Did they even have a snap sound? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he just did that and it just went away.
It was like a clunk kind of sound thing.
Yeah, because that's kind of impressive to do it with metal, where it's just going to slide, considering you need
He's
a little
just
bit
that
of a
strong.
grip.
Okay,
just
so
that
the
strong.
people that died: Spider-Man, Doctor Strange,
Yes, Black Panther.
Black Panther,
Groot.
Groot.
Groot, Peter Parker. Oh, you already said
I
Spider-Man.
did Spider-Man, Doctor Strange,
Falcon?
Groot.
Was it
Gamora,
Falcon or-
Gamora died.
Yes.
But no,
not-
I mean,
the
not- not
director,
the end,
the
yeah,
director
yeah.
has confirmed she is not dead.
Well, she's in the
She's-
Soul World, I thought.
Right,
So
she's
she's
not
in this-
dead.
okay,
Right,
she's not dead.
Joe Russo came out and confirmed two things. She is in Soul World and she's not dead. So that's where a lot of my theory comes out of.
Okay.
He also confirmed that what's her name? Movie Thor, Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Valkyrie's alive with half the Asgardians. They are in a separate location.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
He confirmed that. When they said half the Asgardians are dead, the other half's with Valkyrie.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't mean she'll be in the new movie.
I thought they were all in the
Wait,
ship.
Yeah, I was going to
apparently
say.
Yeah.
No, they made a comment that was half of the Asgardians. They did make that comment.
Okay.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think it was just so glossed over with
Yeah.
we didn't see the others
Yeah.
anywhere. We didn't get any confirmation. It's not like they
And you
glanced
had
at-
no real reason to remember that kind of fact at the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
So no, he did come out and confirm though that she is alive. She's on with the other half of the Asgardians, along with the fact that Gamora is not dead. She's in the Soul World.
People are like, what about Korg? Does Korg live? I really want Korg to be alive.
They did not confirm Korg, but my assumption is
I don't remember seeing his body.
Right, but my assumption is if Valkyrie's alive and they're confirming Valkyrie, where do you think Korg was?
Okay,
Yeah.
so the Mighty Magus, Falcon, Bucky, every Guardian besides Rocket, Spidey, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Loki are all. That's the death count.
Okay,
Those are all the
good.
people
Well,
who were
Peter
dead.
Quill kind of deserves it, because
Yeah.
that guy ruined everything.
Yeah, people are mad at Peter. See, that's how you assassinate a character.
Okay, so-
Everybody's pissed at Peter Quill now.
First off, I already have an answer as to how they could do more movies about these characters even if they're dead.
Yeah.
Because this is what I've said even in the video that I got coming out tomorrow. I know I keep mentioning that, but I even say in that, I'm like, we know for a fact these characters are coming back because they have sequels to their movies.
Yes.
The only way that would work if they didn't is if they did prequel movies before they died.
I would love.
So like Spider-Man 2 takes place after Homecoming, but before Infinity War.
They've
Hold on.
confirmed that like it takes place immediately after Infinity War.
Right, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like the only way that for the sake of our argument,
Okay, yeah.
we'll say that Spider-Man 2, Doctor Strange 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, all of these movies are supposed to take place before Infinity
Black Panther
War.
2,
Right.
yeah.
So and that's how they're going to exist.
Can we just
Okay.
say how great it would have been if Marvel released a picture of the timeline and those sequels just started disappearing into dust?
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
Like, just kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
would have
start
been
to
great.
vanish.
But we're saying because our argument today is what if those guys stayed dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? That's where we have to go with this. So in order to make this argument work, we have to give an excuse for these sequels.
Now, are we producing this argument in the sense of how would the Marvel Universe react and what movies would they make, or are we just keeping
both.
it? Are we keeping it out of the Marvel? Okay.
Let's do it. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Infinity War happens, everybody's dead, and they leave, they never come back. Let's say something happens, who knows what it is, something happens to indicate Thanos is defeated. So like Captain Marvel comes back.
Okay.
And so she's like, Thanos is beat. So like Iron Man, Captain America, they're all gone. I'd say they would probably form Sword.
Yep.
They would launch Sword out of it, and
The
then
Marvel Universe itself.
the Marvel.
Yeah, let's do that first.
Yeah.
Let's do the Marvel Universe. Okay, so Sword.
Yeah, they would form Sword. I mean, I'd say they'd form it regardless, but I would say it'd probably be
I thought
fast
they hinted at that in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Didn't they hint at Sword?
They asked them if they had anything like if anything like Sword existed, and they were like, no, we don't have anything like that. So Sword doesn't exist in the MCU.
Okay.
Like they're gonna launch it regardless, but I could see them fast tracking it, and then they would probably just go on this huge thing to just start recruiting all these different superheroes. Yeah, I think you would see.
So
like
what
a whole lot more
superheroes could we introduce at that point that would be interesting?
Miles Morales.
That would be a great way.
Yeah.
Peter's dead from Infinity War. He's gone missing ever since then. Miles comes in.
I
like that. Also Silk, because I want Silk back.
Okay.
She wasn't bad.
So Captain America dies, which gives you the origin. That gives you the ultimate
didn't
universe.
die.
No, I'm saying like if he died in Infinity. Oh yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
didn't. Well, no, he didn't die. That's right. He's alive.
Yeah, he's one of the original Avengers are alive.
Yeah, the original Avengers are alive. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot he's alive. I kind of hoped Captain America had died.
I think a lot of people kind of did.
Yeah. I'm
Including
just tired
him.
of Chris Evans every movie being like, that was it, I'm done.
Yeah.
That was it, I'm done.
Yeah.
That was it, I'm done.
That
God
was
And
damn.
then disappearing, doing who knows what, and coming back with a beard.
Yeah.
That's what he does. You never know what he's doing,
Yeah.
but he's just out there growing a beard, and he's like, you know what? This is big enough. I'm
not
gonna come
lie.
back now.
Chris Evans with the hair like that and that beard, that looks really good.
I mean, do you think somebody else would rise to become a new Iron Man?
Okay, well,
Riri Williams.
nah,
No.
sadly, I don't think they would do that.
No.
Yeah.
She's never been introduced in the comics, the movie universe, and the reaction she's gotten in the comics, I doubt the MCU would be shuffling her in, but I could see Pepper.
Yes,
'Cause
I
they've
was
already
actually
implied
just about to
rescue.
say that.
She
Yeah.
had a suit with a glove. They've already implied rescue. We could easily have Pepper take that role.
See, they
could see
could
that as a
also do
tribute.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they could also do that from.
but Iron Man's alive. Did you?
No. Oh yeah.
You just
he is.
named off everyone that died,
Yeah,
and you're
that's true.
forgetting the ones that
Yeah,
are dead.
Iron Man is alive. Yeah.
Iron Man's alive, so
The
why would we
original
need
Avengers
another
are
Iron
alive.
Man?
Okay. So here's a cool thing. So Nick Fury's dead.
Right. Okay.
All right.
He is in fact
He is.
dead.
He is in
Rob.
fact
He
dead.
is.
In the movie, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Nick Fury was the original super soldier.
Yep.
And then or not really the original. He's the soldier. They kind of switched it up. They took the Ultimate Universe Nick Fury and put him after Steve Rogers instead of before. So, but Steve Rogers is off planet and gone. Just like if they stayed dead, and we said, okay, kind of back that up a little bit. We don't know that Thanos is dead. No one really knows yet. Then I could say you could go into the Ultimate Universe version, like the Ultimate Universe origin of mutants. Like, okay, well, like we need to have a new
I
super
was gonna
soldier.
say that
Yeah.
as well.
Dude.
Like, this would be a great way for them
Could
to bring
you-
in mutants and stuff. Of like, hey, we lost this person. We noticed that you exist and have this power that's similar to this person. Come join us.
Could you imagine if
Fantastic
this was
Four.
the biggest switcheroo ever? The MCU did, in fact. This is all hypothetical, guys. I know this isn't a case, so don't be yelling at me that I'm wrong because I'm just giving. This is a theory episode. Anyway, imagine if the Fox deal completely went through, but everyone's quiet about it, even though Comcast may end up winning this.
They're the only ones who don't know.
Right. It went through. And Disney, in a mad shuffle to now incorporate the X-Men, go to Kevin Feige and they're like, you need to get rid of Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, everyone that is not the original Avengers because we are going to shuffle to the X-Men. So they kill them all off so that now the lineup is all X-Men movies and the original Avengers.
I like it.
I mean, they're not going to.
No,
but
that's
that would be
definitely
cool.
not the
Yeah,
case
yeah,
at
yeah,
all.
that would be cool.
Not with how successful all of those movies have been.
Yeah, well, because what you do is you literally say, okay, like with Nick Fury being gone, no one knowing the state of Captain America, assuming he's still off planet and they're fighting Thanos or what have you, then people are basically like the Earth superheroes are gone now.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, well, Captain America was the greatest of them, so like we all need a super soldier, like we all need our own super soldier. So you have the Ultimate Universe story where they're all trying to make super soldiers.
Yep.
They like Canada tries to make one. They discover Wolverine, discover the mutant gene, spread it across the Earth, and bam, you got mutants. So
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that like in a zillion different ways. But going back to the original idea that like Thanos is defeated, all the superheroes that did die stay dead. I mean, I don't know, man. It creates a weird. It definitely gives you the ability to introduce different characters. The question is, would they try to introduce characters to replace the ones that were dead?
I think they would.
Or you think so?
Yeah.
I mean, see, here's part of the problem. And part of the problem with the MCU is they've cashed in on most of their good heroes.
Yeah.
Even the B-listers now on Netflix or in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or that kind of a thing. So who's really left to bring into the MCU? I'm not talking Guardians of the Galaxy level where we're just going to completely reinvent them as an MCU thing.
No, I mean,
who's left to bring in?
No, dude, there's thousands of them. I
Okay.
mean, you got Captain Britain, Brian Braddock. You got his reality warping.
No one's going to care about that.
Well,
I'm saying.
I mean, but,
I'm
okay.
saying recognizable names.
okay, I would have said the same thing if we were talking about with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right, I said remove what
But-
happened with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, but you
because
can't-
Doctor
you
Strange
can't-
is recognizable, Spider-Man's recognizable, Black Panther's recognizable amongst the comic community. Guardians of the Galaxy was so obscure, even comic fans didn't know who the hell they were half the time.
Yeah.
Like, so what I'm saying is, for the sake of our discussion, let's say they killed everyone
Okay,
off.
okay,
They're
well
dead.
then,
And
yeah.
we're not doing a Guardians of the Galaxy thing. We're not going to try... Because the Guardians of the Galaxy that they brought in were not the Guardians of the Galaxy. No. They were reinvented and the comics were made to match them.
Yeah.
Okay? So remove
That's
Captain
not
Britain.
true. The Guardians, they were formed in 2008, 2009 out of Annihilation Conquest.
Right, but the group and the way they act is not what was in Annihilation. Peter Quill is not the wisecracking cool guy.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like, that's not the group.
I mean, he kind of was in Annihilation. Like,
Groot talked.
Yeah.
no, Groot originally talked.
I said, no.
Yeah.
I'm saying Groot talked in Annihilation. It was dropped off midway.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of things that the movie did is what the comics are now.
Okay. All right.
I'm a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan, trust me, and I am from the movie. I'm not ashamed to admit that. And I looked back and I am like, that is not the team that I like.
Luckily, it means less comics you have to read.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I'm saying is, like, there really is no feasible way to do that. And that's the point. Like, if you kill off all the big superheroes, then, like, people are going to ask, well, what comes next? And they're going to watch anything the MCU creates in that instance. I mean, you still have, like the chat's point, that's a good thing. You still have, like, Ghost Rider. I think Nova.
Ghost
Sam
Rider's already
Alexander-
attached to a TV show.
No,
that's right.
not Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, technically he is. I know we made the
he's-
joke about him being the Good Samaritan, but he's been referenced.
He's
in
attached in the TV
Frank
show
Castle,
insofar
Cosmic
as
Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Ghost Rider. He's attached to the show insofar as that's how Robbie Reyes got his powers. But you haven't actually seen him outside of like
Right, no,
boots
you're
and a
right.
hand.
So they could. Okay, we'll allow that. Let's say because of Thanos killing everyone, the Ghost Rider rises and enters into the MCU. But who else could we get?
I mean, just off the top of my head, you get Amadeus Cho, the new Incredible Hulk.
We already have a Hulk though. We don't need an Amadeus Cho Hulk.
Yeah, that's true. But we're talking about like okay.
And I'm also talking recognizable.
But the issue is you've got Bruce Banner. The Hulk is there, but like he wasn't anywhere in Infinity War until except for when he got beat. So
I could see them bringing in like Red Hulk and giving Hulk a reason to be
Yeah,
like,
okay, that's a good
I'm
idea.
no longer angry, like wanting to stop myself because I can take this guy.
yeah. Or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
Avengers 4, the Hulk will come back. So I mean, there's no way he wouldn't.
It's
but-
the 3-8 Hulk. Hulk get 3 movies. This is the second one. The third one's gonna be the new movie. Anyway, okay, so we can bring in Ghost Rider. I mean, if you wanted to go with the new diverse crowd, Miss Marvel, I think would be a great
I
one.
would take Kamala Khan.
Yeah, she'd
I would
be a
take
great
that.
addition.
Definitely.
I don't think that they would risk Riri. One, we still have Iron Man.
Yeah.
2, the
No one
backlash
would
was
know
too
who
great.
she
No,
Yeah.
I think the general public would be fine with it. I mean, don't confuse the vocal minority with like
No,
overall
but
society.
you can't
Like,
deny that they are using the comics to gauge the reaction to some of these characters.
Oh, they
yeah.
like are.
Riri's not in the cartoons. Kamala got put into the cartoons now.
They are, but like the general movie going audience is pretty forward thinking. Like they're not really as
Yeah,
behind
but
the times
I
as
would
the-
actually. This topic, I think this topic's interesting, but it's totally just way off the rails in the same concept. But I would actually go as far as to say the movie-going audience would be less willing to accept a new Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no, I don't think they would because the movie going audience knows Tony Stark won't be like Robert Downey Jr. won't be Iron Man forever.
Right, but the movie audience, they're not the comic book audience. I think they would be like, that's where it ends.
I think it's kind of like
I don't
how
think so. I
the
think-
Spider-Man's always been Peter Parker because everyone goes, Spider-Man, I know Peter Parker. People go, Iron Man, I know Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Part of me wonders if that's why they kept Steve Rogers as Captain America because people go, oh, I know Steve Rogers is Captain America. And people like being
Well, if
able
they-
to
if they
follow
did-
things and understand
But see,
what's
that's
going
the
on.
problem.
If they did
People-
the swap, they've built up for a potential Bucky or Falcon swap.
But see, here's
Yeah.
the thing: people know the name Captain America. They don't know the name Steve Rogers, or at least not until the movie started.
Right.
Yeah,
like people
Well,
just knew
that's what I'm saying.
Captain
The
America,
movie has
so-
solidified, in my opinion, and I mean, it's an opinion-based thing. It totally is.
Oh, yeah.
Which is subjective. But in my opinion, the movie-going audience, I don't think would accept anyone as a permanent Iron Man replacement. They could end the movie with Pepper taking it or introduce Riri, but I don't think we would have a new trilogy of Iron Man movies featuring one of those characters.
Oh, I think you could.
You think you could pull
Yeah,
it
I
off?
think they could pull
and
it
be
off.
accepted?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think they'd be able to make it work. I mean, people love the character of Robert Downey Jr., like Tony Stark. They love that. But I think people also realize that, like, you can't sit in the past forever. Like, things are going to have to move forward. And either you
Right,
can
but in the Marvel
change
Cinematic
or
Universe,
not.
we have so few characters that have been introduced. You brought up Captain Britain.
Well,
I mean,
that's just for the sake of
But
just
what I'm
saying
saying is,
the
if we
name,
opened up the floodgates, Guardians of the Galaxy style,
Oh, yeah, there's a zillion characters.
you could have Marvel's Batman.
Yeah, you got Richard Rider. Yeah, you got That's the funny thing. I said that in a video. I was like, Moon Knight's interesting. Like, if you're a Moon Knight fan, then he's not Batman. If you're a Batman fan, he's definitely Batman. So like, it depends on who you're.
Way to put it.
It depends on who you're coming from. But no, yeah, dude, if you do that, like, if they say, okay, like, who gives a shit, and they just open up the floodgates, and they're like, if it's a Marvel character we own the rights to, oh, they got thousands of them. Oh, they got so many.
Yeah.
I mean, you got so you got Brian Braddock, Captain Britain. You got his reality warping brother, Jamie Braddock. You've got like Megan, who's the weird ass chick that Captain Britain banged for a while. You've got anybody else
Why are
in
you going
Excalibur.
Britain core?
We've got
why don't we go like Hyperion?
No, that's just starting with that. Like, that's about as obscure as I can get. So like from there,
Hyperion.
I mean, you got like
Everyone
Alpha Flight.
says Century. Go Hyperion.
Hyperion. Okay, yeah, okay. No, actually, that would be badass. We already have the multiverse. Give us King Hyperion. Give us the version of Hyperion from the alternate reality that killed all the superheroes on Earth and all the cosmic entities. Give us that guy.
I'm picturing the headlines on either
That's
a
what I want.
Century or Hyperion movie. Marvel did Superman better than DC.
Oh, that's exactly what it would be. That's exactly what it would be.
I'm just picturing a Century movie where it's like the entire thing is him in his house trying to be like, okay, I can go outside. I can do this. I can do this. I can stop anyone, but I can go outside.
Yeah, that's
we have a whole movie where he's just like, I'm gonna watch TV.
man. Like, we just take a step, just one step.
You know what? Here's the funny part, and this is just in tribute to the MCU. Okay, we joke about that, but I feel like they could do that, and I would enjoy the shit out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. They can make anything good.
The whole movie could be Century working up the nerve to leave, and through flashbacks, his own talks to himself, probably hallucinating with the like Void and Century,
imagining what he could be doing in this situation. And
the whole, I'm picturing the whole movie's developing in my head, and I would watch it.
Yeah. It'd be awesome.
And the whole
I
movie,
actually would.
and what I'm picturing is like the movie is. Did you ever see the movie by Ryan Reynolds where he was buried alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole movie was him inside of a casket.
Yes, that was the whole movie, and it was entirely through
scares
flashbacks. And he was a truck driver during the Iraq War. He got kidnapped as a hostage, and they buried him in the ground. And it was one of those ransom notes that no one's going to pay it for a random contractor. It's a known problem for contractors overseas. If you get caught, you're kind of screwed.
Really?
Who's coming for you?
Wow.
Well, you're overseas. Who's coming for you? Your organization doesn't have a way to get you. Anyway, he was buried in the casket in the ground and just buried there in a box to left to die. And the movie, you would assume, would be the worst movie ever because it's just Ryan Reynolds in a box. But they make that whole thing work.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
I don't think
Buried,
I could ever
that was
see
the
that
name of
because
it.
that's
Twitch gets up and is out.
That's like one of my biggest fears, being
Yeah.
buried alive.
Buried alive,
oh
yeah.
my god.
Oh, I
That'd
know.
be
Well,
terrifying.
you really should watch the movie.
Yeah.
It really is good.
I mean, claustrophobia sets in and all kinds
Yeah.
of different shit, and you just lose your mind. You would go insane before you died. Like,
Oh,
it would
yeah.
be. Yeah, it'd be,
definitely.
It'd be crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, there's a ton of. I mean, you could introduce the Ultimates. You got Adam Brashear. You could do America Chavez. You could do all kinds of different things. Like, you could bring
This
in a ton
actually
of stuff.
presents a question, though. This is actually a legit question.
Yeah.
I should be muting that.
Yeah.
Is the MCU too bloated at this point to introduce a proper amount of new characters?
No, I like what they've done. I think that stretching it on for 10 years is a little too long. But like introducing in batches, like 3 characters here, 2 characters there, 4 characters there, it makes it manageable.
Yeah.
Really easy to follow.
Especially when they do it as like the add-ons to other people that already exist. Like they're adding Wasp as like an actual big character now.
I'm actually excited
based
for that.
off of-
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. But like Ant-Man was kind of a test of like, okay, are people gonna like this? Okay, cool. Now let's add more people that are related to this character in the comics. So it's like there's so many options for them to go. It's like Captain America bringing in Bucky, bringing in Falcon. Like there are people that are connected that gives them this freedom to add people slowly without overwhelming you.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what we're saying is in the actual Marvel universe, once the Avengers 4 is over, we don't bring everyone back. They're all dead permanently, and Thanos is defeated. We're kind of moving forward in a direction of introducing new characters, is what we would probably do. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, storyline-wise, would kind of wrap up the Avengers plot and move in the direction of, sadly, Inhumans, Britain Corps.
X-Men.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't need
I
to do
want
that.
the
We don't
X-Men.
need to
rumor
do, like-
is Comcast outbid Disney.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they offered like $60 billion in cash.
So
Of all
the
people
dreams
I
of-
don't want to have the X-Men in the hands of.
Yeah. No, I don't. I
Comcast
mean,
would be top
just
of the
because
list.
Comcast outbid them, I think Disney's. I mean, it's Disney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they'll take it. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, that's still up in the air anyway. So I'm saying, like, as a state as it is right now in the MCU, they don't have it, so we can't really add in the X-Men. So sadly, but you know what? I could see the Royals movie finally. No, because they ruined it by doing the stupid TV show.
yeah. Oh no, there's no coming back from the Inhumans.
No.
show. Like that is now tainted. Like they have
Well,
to leave that out forever.
Incredibly so.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's bad.
okay. You know what? We're talking about if everyone died. I have an idea, Rob.
Kill all the
Okay.
Inhumans. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really why
That's
Thanos.
No.
the half
no,
that dies. X-Men stay.
That's
I have
exactly
a
it.
pitch for you.
That's why Thanos came to Earth. He saw
I
that
have a-
Inhuman show, and he was just like, "Fuck it."
I have a pitch for
Kill
you,
them all.
which involves everyone staying dead and saves the Inhumans. Let's pretend the Inhuman
Why
show
would
didn't
you want
happen.
to say
Yeah.
that?
Hold on.
I'm in this
Hold
boat.
on. Hold on. Okay.
That's why a portal opens.
A portal open. Did you guys know that 66% of men lose their hair by age 35? The problem is, once you start to notice that your hair is losing, no portal opening up is going to save your hair. There's just no such thing. So it's easier to keep the hair that you have on your head than praying for a portal to open up and replace the hair that is on your head. By going to forhims.com/RobinBenny, you can get information from real doctors with real medical grade solutions to treat your hair loss. Well-known generic equivalents to name brand prescriptions to help you keep that hair before you start losing it and rely on portals. No snake oil pills, no gas station counter supplements, no multiversal traveling adventures to find hair products. It's super easy by answering a few quick questions so that the doctors can review and prescribe it to you. Order now and my listeners will get a free trial of Hims for just $5 today right now while supplies last. See the website for full details, but this would cost you hundreds of dollars if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/RobinBenny. That's forhims.com/RobinBenny. forhims.com/RobinBenny. Okay, so a portal opens. Captain Marvel walks out. They're using Lockjaw. She walks out with the royal family. Black Bolt, we get Medusa, we get Lockjaw. And bear in mind, we are doing an MCU movie. We have a goddamn budget. Okay? So the hair doesn't look like shit,
Yeah.
and the dog doesn't look like
Yeah,
shit.
dude, that chick's hair looked like ass in that show. It was bad.
So we have a legit budget. The royals walk out with her, and they have the gauntlet.
Okay, first of all, no one's gonna believe that.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be like, "Oh man, the Inhumans saved the day."
Hey, hold on. And
No
you're
one-
right.
no one
And
will
you're
buy that.
right, because we will never see the Inhumans again after that disaster. So they have the gauntlet, but they don't have Thanos' gauntlet. They have the gauntlet from another multiverse world, introducing the multiverse.
But you can't use gauntlets in different universes.
Right. It's the MCU. You can't do half the shit they've done.
It's still part of the multiverse.
Right. But this is the MCU. You know what the Tesseract isn't? An Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
You know where the time stone isn't? In the Eye of Agamotto.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but maybe it is in that universe.
But what I'm exactly, and so I'm saying in this universe, they were able to get another working Infinity Gauntlet from another universe. The Inhumans acquired it in this other universe, and not only that, but since we have no one else, they bring through the portal Spider-Gwen. They bring in
Gwenpool.
Gwenpool. They bring,
Okay,
She just comes in and goes, this is oh, Deadpool, I'm gonna go over here.
Okay, I like your idea with the Inhumans.
yeah.
I
But,
think the
but
way-
she brings them in, and you have a spacefaring royal storyline.
I think the way that would most likely play out, though, is as we would expect, is the Inhumans would show up and they would be like, "Hey guys, we got a gauntlet from a different universe," and they would be like, "Dude, you guys are dumbasses. You can't use a gauntlet from a different universe." Like, well, we tried. You know, and that would be.
Okay. They don't have the gauntlet. They bring them in, and then you get Black Bolt versus Thanos.
That's not a contest.
It is a contest.
No, like he'd get
because
shit
it's
all
the
over.
MCU. This is the same universe where the rules of the Infinity Gauntlet require him to close his fist.
Yeah, but the whole idea is like he would do his little scream thing, and it would just kind of like
Little scream
it would-
thing?
Yeah,
that
it
dude's
would,
like Omega level.
Oh,
practically.
no, I know he's powerful, but like he would just like push a car over in the MCU. He would just be like,
Okay,
he'd be
yeah.
like, oh, and then it would just be like, beep.
So hold on.
Car horns.
And the funny thing is, you're right, because in the comics, Black Bolt yells, he sinks an island into Manhattan. In the MCU, he would set up a car alarm.
Dude, it's insane. In the House of M story, and like in one of the Inhumans tie-in for House of M, the villain Apocalypse invades something. I can't remember what it is. Maybe it's Wakanda. And Black Bolt responds and like whispers.
Yeah.
Lets out like just a sliver of a word and annihilates a whole square mile and just obliterates.
He did it to the
Apocalypse.
Hulk in World
Yeah.
War Hulk.
Yeah, it's
The
crazy.
Hulk lands and he whispered. I think it was just like no.
He was
or-
just like,
No,
stop.
he screams at him.
Well, he
No,
does.
he
No,
whispers
no.
it, and then Hulk comes out and he goes, "I didn't hear you to talk. I came for you to scream."
Yeah,
Then he
yeah,
screams.
yeah,
Yeah,
then he screams.
Hulk picks him up and he screams at him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, he started with a whisper and threw the Hulk across the moon.
Yeah.
God, I love that.
Yeah, it was
such
pretty
a
awesome.
good story.
That is such a good story.
Yeah, and then he screamed at Thanos, and Thanos smashed his head into the ground like a boss. Dude, I love that. You know what?
Didn't
wanna see-
Thanos walk into the scream? Like he's yelling like no.
Yeah,
And
he
Thanos
just
is like
seizes him. Yeah,
"Ugh."
yeah. Dude, I would want. You know what? I would want to see Black Bolt of the Inhumans in like facing Thanos just to see that scene.
Oh,
like that
right.
would be so boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, just smash his head in the ground.
Okay, well, my idea that was how I was going to save the Inhumans because the MCU seems to love the goddamn Inhumans.
Yeah.
No one else does, but they do.
I think that's really them going, okay, so we don't have the X-Men, but we liked that idea.
Yeah.
That's literally
Let's
what
try
they're
the
doing.
Inhumans.
That's
Let's fail.
literally what they are doing with
Oh,
the
yeah.
Inhumans.
Yeah.
Just, no, stop.
I don't know, but no, I mean that's
Stop.
like that's going really. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do. I mean, just like with all the characters they have. I mean, the Spider-Man universe gets a little iffy because of the whole Sony thing. Honestly, I still stick by the idea that they traded off for Miles Morales. That they were like, okay, look, we'll have Spider-Man in the MCU. He'll bolster Spider-Man's popularity again because you guys screwed him up so bad. And then you guys get Spider-Man back after like 2 movies. But we get to keep like either everybody else or like Miles
Well, they have the Miles
Morales.
movie
Yeah.
coming out, don't they?
Well,
The
that's an
animated-
animated film, but that's
yeah.
a Sony movie, I thought.
I thought it was Spider-Verse. It's a Spider-Verse.
It is
Yeah, I know it's
Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're like, you know, like we keep Miles Morales in the MCU. Because I think they recognize that that's I mean, Peter Parker's cool, but like I think the MCU wants like their own Spider-Man.
And
to
I
have
think
would be
Miles
awesome.
Morales definitely has a...
He's popular
he's
enough.
popular
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
that people who don't read comics still know who he is.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like, okay, so the situation, like, okay, Riri, no one knows who she is. So bringing her in, I think, would cause a series of issues.
Yeah.
But Miles is, he's not well known with the general population at this point. But enough people have seen the costume and him to kind of be like,
Yep.
I don't know what's going on there, but I recognize him.
Yeah, he's one of those things. Like he's one of those characters that it kind of proves a point. Like everybody adapts to the changing time. Like people hated him when he first popped up, and like now they're on board. Like everybody progresses. So like it's. I think that like he's popular enough that like it would work for him. Like it would be pretty awesome to have him in there.
I feel like bringing in just the champions in general would be a decent one because
Yeah.
it's got Kamala Khan and Miles Morales to give it kind of that, oh, people know who they are. Let's tag along all the other ones that are in there. I can't even remember who it is. Like Amazing Hulk, Totally Awesome Hulk, Amazing
Totally Awesome Hulk, yeah.
I really don't
Moon
think they'll
Girl.
ever do that. Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, no, but I feel like Champions would be a team that would be worth going, hey, here's another team of heroes that you could fall in love with.
Yeah, but okay, but that's the thing. Like I know where you're going with this because you don't really like the way he's written.
No,
at the moment.
I liked Amadeus Cho. The problem I have with Amadeus Cho is, yes, I'm not a fan of the way he ended up being written in the end. But the problem is they've never really made him his own Hulk.
No.
That's the issue I have with Amadeus Cho. I
Yeah.
feel like he could have been, you know, on par with Bruce if they had treated him right. But his entire journey up to this point is revisiting all the early Bruce Banner storylines and all the popular ones like Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. His whole thing is combating against himself with a smart Hulk who's trying to take over his body. And it's like, we've done
Yeah,
that.
but just
You
because-
didn't- you
just
didn't do
because-
anything new.
Just because Greg Pak isn't writing the best stories doesn't mean he can't be good in the MCU.
He could. You're right. He could be. But I'm saying, as we stand right now, we don't have anything to work with. We have a frat boy Hulk who just revisited all the old storylines, but as a frat boy instead of Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of the storylines in like the Iron Man movies are either reworked in their entirety or new. So I mean, there's like his origin story, but like Iron Man 3, that
No, I'm agreeing with you. The
The
MCU could treat him right. I'm not
Yeah.
saying Iron Man was just general populace knew him as a robot before anything started, and they've turned him into a superhero. You could do the same with Amadeus Cho. I just don't see, for one, the comics have not shown me that he can stand on his own, and two, I don't see a need for it when we have Banner Hulk.
Okay, but see, okay.
Unless Universal keeps Banner Hulk and we get Amadeus Cho.
The other thing that I would throw at this too is I see where you're going when you're talking about obscure characters because the general audience won't know them.
Right.
And if this was the second movie in the MCU, then I would agree with you. But the MCU's got a 10-year-long track record where they're like, we can take virtually any character and probably make them good. So I think there's a lot more trust with the MCU than there would be just like off the cuff. So if they turn around and they do like an obscure, like if they bring in Sam Alexander, I love Sam Alexander. I think it'd be super easy to bring him in. But to the general person, they don't really know who Sam Alexander is.
I think that's the Nova we're gonna get finally.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. But like they can roll him in, and the general public doesn't know who Nova is or what his powers are or anything about him. They'll go see it because it's the MCU.
Could
It's
you
a Marvel
ima- could
movie.
you imagine
Actually, that's very true because I mean, most people didn't know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were,
Yeah.
but they gave it a chance. And MCU has such a good reputation that they could do a Hyperion, and everyone would be like, I don't know who that is.
no,
I'm gonna go watch this though because it's the MCU.
Right, I agree. I'm not saying they couldn't do it. I'm just saying if they didn't do a Guardians of the Galaxy, if they didn't do that option, I agree. They could probably take Moon Knight and make him
yeah.
to 100% not be Batman.
Yeah, but if they don't go the Guardians of the Galaxy route, if they don't go that route, it definitely limits their numbers because
I think they're out of well-known heroes at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're really out. I mean, there's things like She-Hulk, and there's a lot of other characters they could use. I think the number of characters that they have available.
I honestly do not think the MCU is going to double down on any superheroes with the same powers.
I was gonna say that is
Yeah,
a lot
they
of
don't
the
do
ones that are well known like them tend to branch off of the more well known ones and kind of go.
Yeah, I don't think
very
we'll ever
similar
see.
nature.
Honestly, I don't think we'll ever see another Iron Man. I don't think we're ever going to see a new Hulk, She-Hulk, or totally awesome or any of those characters. I don't think we're going to see any of those similar like Spider-Man. There's two exceptions. I think Miles could be introduced just because he is popular, and I think that they could pass the shield on for Cap, but we'll never get a Bucky Cap movie.
No.
He'll be Cap as far as Nick Fury is. Like he's in the movies, but you don't have a Nick Fury movie. We would have Bucky, you're the new Cap, awesome, and we would see him pop in, But we'll never get a Bucky Cap movie. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, having the like not doubling up on characters who are basically the same, or have the same powers, which is actually that's an almost impossible feat when it comes to the mutants.
Oh yeah.
And then having. Yeah, then that severely limits their numbers by like a huge margin.
I mean, from a business perspective, you're just the general populace, even if it's the greatest movie ever, will look at a new Iron Man, new Hulk, new anybody as a watered down version of what they.
I don't think so. Not if it's done right.
It's the same thing. I mean, this is the reason why like new Pepsi didn't do as well as, or new Coke didn't do as well as Coke.
Well, because everybody saw through that, and it was just a shitty marketing gimmick.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. That's they're going to look at these new characters.
I don't think they're going to look at it that way. Like, I mean, it depends on how they end it. If they end Infinity War and they say like, if they end Avengers 4 and they're like, these are the heroes that are not coming back. There's any number of ways they can bring in new characters. I think it would work.
But I think, but the MCU is so big. Like you're Disney, you own thousands of characters at this point. Even if you go truly obscure, why double down on the same characters?
No, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to. If all you want to do is stick with recognizable names, then yeah, they can. Like, I don't think people will be resistant to like Amadeus Cho, Hulk, things like that. I'd rather see like new characters that I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Because right now we've basically seen the same 15 characters for 10 years, so I wouldn't mind seeing new ones.
I would love for them to
The
do
MCU is very
Avengers
small.
4.
It is.
Compared to the comics.
I hope that they get the X-Men and make Avengers 4 Avengers versus X-Men.
Oh, let me tell you something, man. They make an Avengers vs. X-Men movie. That they will never make another movie that will gross as much as that.
Yeah, like I
They'll
would love
never-
that. And it would be a great way for them to bring it in. Like, hey, there's the Phoenix coming in. Oh, they're related to these characters that somehow we didn't know about.
Yeah.
But they're here. We got them. Let's have an epic fight.
But you're talking about a lot of world building to build up to an Avengers vs. X-Men and do it right. Like you're talking about a lot of. Like,
And they won't half-ass it. They won't
Yeah.
go in it like DC did and be
I
like,
mean,
we're
that
just
would-
going to go right to Justice League.
Yeah, that's a 15, 20 year long plan because you're talking about movies about like that either bring in new Avengers or focus on the existing Avengers because you don't want people to forget about them.
I can tell you right
And
now,
then
the
you
only
have
thing that would top that, though, Avengers The End.
Avengers
If MCU ever says we are done,
The last movie they ever
this
make?
is the finale.
Yeah, that's true.
Avengers
That will top
disassembled.
that.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking I would
Yeah.
call it. If it was Avengers The End, it would be Avengers Disassembled. It would be the end of the Avengers.
Yeah. But that's the cool thing is if they bring the X-Men in, I mean, there's a zillion possibilities. I mean, you can do stuff like House of M. You can do things like Fatal Attractions. You can do all kinds of crazy stories and just rename them into something more clickbaity and call it a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people would not go see an X-Men movie where Magneto rips the adamantium out of Wolverine's body?
Right.
People would just be like, dude, I'll go see it just to see
I'm
that
actually really
scene.
surprised
Like,
that Fox has never done some of those bigger
because
storylines.
it's usually too gruesome to show in like a. Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's
I mean,
kinda
I just read Deadpool versus Old Man Logan, and basically what happened in that one is they teleported Old Man Logan's adamantium onto Deadpool, and then he's like, I got claws, schnuck!
Yeah.
And then Logan's like, schnuck? And he goes, schnick is overrated.
It's bbeen used too much.
I want Deadpool 3 to be Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean, that could technically still work if no one buys it. But.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things. Definitely having the X-Men and the Fantastic Four really beefs up like the amount of movies they can make. But even then, like I think if they go the Guardians of the Galaxy route, they pull out all the stops and they say we're just going to grab any character because we've got a proven record. We're not going to double up. Yeah, they've got a ton of things that they can work with.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that like just on a bigger scale, I think going with like international teams, like teams outside the U.S. would actually see a pretty huge beef in like.
Well, I mean, Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy proved they can do it. That's why I said you have to remove that rule because they proved they can make characters that you assume are not interested.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because in all honesty, look, I love Scott Lang Ant-Man, but when was the last time you were like, I can't wait for the next Ant-Man book? You know, like.
Well,
The one where he had Grizz as his friend.
Yeah, no, that was a good one. But what I'm saying is,
that.
like, the same thing with the
yeah.
Guardians. Before the movie came out, it was never like, man, I can't wait to see what Star-Lord's gonna do.
yeah, it wasn't like not since Nick Spencer's Ant-Man ended have I cared about Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So no, but I mean that's because I mean you could start going with things like Alpha Flight, which gives us a Canadian team. You can start world building on the superhero landscape in the U.S. So you give us the Canadian Alpha Flight, you give us Britain's Excalibur, you can even like if they get the X-Men, you can have Robert DaCosta and his new his whatever it is. I don't know if they call it New Avengers, but like his own Avengers team, own superhero team. What?
I got the ultimate. I want to ask you this question: do you think that the MCU could pull off making this good? Black Knight and Weird World.
No. Well, no, Black Knight. No one can make Black Knight. Like Jesus couldn't make Black Knight cool.
Black Knight looks cool.
Well, he looks
He's
cool,
a
but
Black Knight.
He sucks. He wields a sword that Merlin gave him once,
So you put him in Weird World, fighting things like Merlin.
I think Weird World would be cool. I guess if you stuck him in.
But
Weird
you put
World.
Black Knight as like the protagonist for that.
Here's the problem: if they made a movie like Weird World, it would be like if.
And he teams up with Howard the Duck. Let me write that movie, Disney.
No, it would feel like Edwards. It would feel like Tim Burton wrote and created Inception with like all the craziest elements that he had, like, and even movies like Labyrinth that are out there, like all these crazy ass things thrown together. I think it could be fun, but I think Weird World would be a little too far out there.
I think it'd be cool.
Now, if we're talking about a movie taking place on Monster Island, I'd be down with that shit.
Oh, that'd be good too.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Could you imagine doing not Monster Island? What was the one that just came out? They were fighting against the kaiju monsters.
I don't know.
It just happened at the beginning of January. It was a brand new thing. Colin Bunn did it. And he already got to write a new book about it.
Oh,
the kid that can draw the monsters that come to life.
Monsters Inc. No, not Monsters Inc. Shit. No, that's a movie.
That's a Pixar movie, buddy.
Now Monsters Inc. going into the MCU.
Monsters Unleashed, yeah.
Monsters Unleashed, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that would be amazing.
I would want to see Sully in the MCU, to be honest. That'd be hilarious.
Could you imagine Monsters Unleashed on movie though?
Oh yeah,
that'd be sweet.
Like I don't like Avengers 5, Monsters Unleashed. Dude, that'd be the funniest thing ever. They're like Avengers 4. We're gonna ignore the results of that, and we're gonna do Monsters Unleashed with the remaining Avengers. I'd be like, what is wrong with you?
I mean, that's kind of the downside of creating a shared continuity is you kind of limit the sort of movies you can do. You have to have a catalyst.
Yeah.
So like you have to have Scarlet Witch go crazy and warp reality, so you get House of M. I mean, it also kind of begs the thing like I mean, and that's cool. You can kind of build it in and say Monster Island exists, just nobody ever knew about it. Just this uncharted island, uncharted island in the middle of nowhere that nobody was aware of. There's ways to make it work, but like that would be kind of cool, man. Yeah. Like monsters and stuff just running awry.
What if they just did Monsters Unleashed in Weird World, combined with the Inhumans being reintroduced as the Royals, because a portal opens up.
Yeah.
And that concludes today's episode of R&BE. Yeah.
People are like, why are the Inhumans in Weird World? It's like, where in the hell else are we going to put them? Nobody cares about them.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's discussion. I mean, it wasn't as on rails as I thought it was going to be, but we did pretty much discuss what would happen if everyone stayed dead.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor today, forhims.com/Rob and Benny. You have great products over there for skincare, for sexual wellness, but the promotion of today is to talk about hair, and you guys know how much I love my goddamn hair. You know, if you ever wonder why I love my hair, I was in the military, and most people, after they come out, discover that they're going bald. I did not, and I maintain this amazing hair with forhims.com. But I hope you enjoyed the ad in the middle of this video, and don't forget, if you want to chat more with Dan, he is at The Big D.
Oh my god.
No, it's actually at Dante Editor on
We're
Twitter.
just going to start adding adjectives every time we say...
The giant, enormous D.
Yeah. The huge D.
Rob is at Comics Explained. You can also find him on YouTube over at Comics Explained. And I am Benny, the Comicstorian. If you're watching this on YouTube, you kind of know where I'm located at, but you can find me on Twitter at Comicstorian. And if you're listening to this on iTunes or SoundCloud, please, for the love of God, if you love me that much, give me a good rating.
Wow.
Are you struggling with male pattern baldness, Rob, and you don't want to go see your local doctor about it?
No. Not at the moment.
That's not how we do a product, Rob.
Oh, we're doing the...
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I was half paying attention. My bad. Yeah, okay,
I like
okay.
he's like, should it?
Yeah, I'm like, man, are people seeing something I'm not?
Oh, shit.
Is my,
I'm
is my
okay,
hair,
right? Like,
yeah, is my hair thinning out?
you guys will tell me if I got a peach patch in the back, right?
Are people wondering why I'm wearing a hat all the time?
Oh, man, my hair's thinning out.
Man, you do need a haircut, though.
I do. Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, yeah. It's
I don't
I don't think
think
I've
I've
ever
met-
seen
yeah.
you with this much hair.
I was about to say that.
Post Afro days.
Yeah, it's true.
You know Rob used to have an Afro, right?
I
Yeah.
want you to regrow an afro now. And
When I
do
was in
Afros
high school, it came out
do
to
one
here.
video, Afros Explained, and then you can cut it.
Just grow the fro out.
Grow it out, make a video, Afros Explained.
The problem with
and then you
with
can
having an
cut it.
afro is it's such a pain in the ass to try to sleep with an afro. Because the hair gets all
I could see that.
uncomfortable and everything, yeah.
That's like my problem. I'll be in the shower and I'm using my luxurious hair through the shower like this, and I'm just like, oh, and I whip it down like, oh my eyes!
So you just need one of those pillows that you get a massage place, so you can just put your head face down and none of your
Oh,
hair.
those are nice, yeah. Yeah, I probably should do that. I don't know. Get that built into a bed.
If you get an Afro, I just want you to never cut it and see how big it gets.
Like I said, when I was in high school, it was huge.
How big can you
I
get
want to
it?
see these pictures.
I can get it shoulder width. Yeah.
You should.
I love that it's shoulder width.
I can get it out to here, yeah. Oh, it'll grow long. Yeah, and it's amazing hair.
I
Oh,
wanna
no.
see this.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. When I was in high school, dude, black chicks loved my hair. Oh, man. No, it was hilarious because there were so many times they'd be like, oh, girl, he's got that good hair. You know, and like they would touch it and stuff. Oh, that was a center of attention when I
I
had
really
that
want to see a picture of you with an afro.
I'm pretty sure I have one somewhere.
You do. If you just look at the original R&B's, you'll see Rob with his Afro,
no.
picking the hair, rips in his shirts.
There was one-
everyone was
oh, yeah.
concerned that Rob was giving up on life.
Yeah, that was back in the days when Rob didn't give a shit. That was like I'm working a job I hate, and YouTube's a hobby at the moment, and that's what that was.